This isn't just a podcast. It's a reminder of what makes America stronger isn't a headline or a hashtag.
It's people, from the ones building our homes to the ones rebuilding their lives.
Veterans, tradesmen, neighbors, and volunteers. Real people doing real things.
Here we find common ground first, and then we work on our differences.
This is the Collective Perspective Podcast,
where purpose, people, and progress meet.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Collective Perspective Podcast. My name is Jeff, and this is my best friend Trav. What's up, Trav?
What's up, Jeff? What's up, everybody out there?
Hey, today we're going to talk about the term demonization.
Whoa.
So we're going to understand what demonization is in conversation and society.
We're going to recognize how labeling can escalate into dehumanization.
Learn how to respond with clarity instead of reaction. Introducing demonization as a communication breakdown. A lot of people might say demonization is a communication breakdown.
Yes.
And that communication breakdown doesn't necessarily mean that you verbalize something.
Or you just misunderstood something. It's jumping to a conclusion without clarification.
When I used to smoke, it'd be like, hey, that guy took my lighter. But in actuality, he thought it was his lighter.
No, he was a lighter thief.
No, he was a lighter thief. What color was it?
Shindawa.
So another way that demonization hits society or hits our everyday life is how people turn a disagreement into a personal attack. Like, I didn't say, hey, dumb person. I said, I don't agree with what you said. But then all of a sudden you're like, are you calling me dumb? Like, no, I just said I don't agree with what you said.
And that kind of goes back to our previous, or one of our earlier podcasts, when someone is trying to take control.
Right. They reframe it to make them the person that isn't guilty or isn't bad.
And they're even changing the subject altogether. You're making me a bad person? No, I said I didn't agree with you.
Right.
Don't put words in my mouth. Yeah, I'm not trying to demonize you.
Or you can put your foot in yours. So frame the risk.
Once someone is demonized, listening stops. You really don't want to listen to anything else because you've got a bad idea of them in your head.
Yeah, I'd say that's true. And a lot of people label others the most, I would say, is probably one of the biggest issues, is labeling people.
False labels or inaccurate labels, just based on what you see or observe. That's really a communication breakdown because you're not finding out what's really going on.
Where do you think people are labeling people the most? I think, we're all exposed to social media. It would have to be there, because how could you? Well, you're going to go around your church or your work and just walk around labeling everybody.
Oh, I mean,
that'd be a little psychotic.
Some labels are warranted. I mean, I'm a nurse. You're an audio engineer. Those are labels, but they are accurate.
We're both fathers.
They're accurate, but they're not negative. I think when you go into the negative realm, that's when problems start to arise.
Why do people jump to the conclusions so quickly, do you think?
Because they like Olympic sports. Wait, why do people jump to conclusions so quickly?
I see that as a personality flaw, to be honest.
What, jumping to a conclusion?
Yeah, but I think we're all guilty of it, right?
At some point, yeah, I think we do jump to conclusions.
But I think that's where today disagreements become more personal.
They feel more personal, I think, yeah.
It's like you used to be able to disagree with someone. I mean, we always go back to the sports analogy, right? If you are a Jaguar fan, I don't like the Jaguars. I never will. But I don't hate you as a person. I think you're kind of lame for liking them. Not really. I kind of question your...
He's demonizing Jags fans, but,
Well, I did it intentionally.
Obviously. But at the end of the day, when we're sitting down across the table from each other or in the same room with each other, we're not actively trying to hurt somebody or make them feel bad. We all know we need to get along.
So let's slow down a little bit and go back over this again. The difference between demonization is different than a disagreement. Would you say?
Yes. The,
Demonization is different than a disagreement. A disagreement is I do not like apples, right? Demonization would be like, I can't believe you like apples. You are
a bad
a
person.
bad person. You got bad gas.
Demonization is taking an overt or an accidental occurrence and making it out to be something bad. Disagreement, no, you can disagree with somebody because we're not all the same. We're not robots. We're not programmed to be identical. We have our own mind and we can think of things our own way. So I think that needs to be respected, but it doesn't need to be agreed with. You don't have to agree with everyone on everything. How does labeling lead to misunderstanding?
Because you stereotype that person as a label, not the label that they truly are. And let's face it, not too many people are only one label. You know, like we discussed, we're fathers, we're veterans, we're nurses, we're audio engineers, we're friends, you know, we're husbands. Like we're all of these labels, and then that's completely cool, obviously. And those wouldn't be mislabeling, but when you mislabel someone, I guess in a negative frame, then that's when you're having problems.
So would that be when disagreement turns into dehumanization?
Yeah, because you're dehumanizing them. You're making them less human because you disagree with them. And I see that on the political spectrum from both sides.
Yeah, I think that's more that seems to be more of a political type of thing on the social medias. In
I think
in
it happens
person,
everywhere, though, dude. I mean, it could be racial.
yeah,
I guess that's politics, though, right? So yeah, politics encompasses more than you think, everybody.
yeah. Tell me about it.
Yes.
Yeah, at $4.79 or $5 a gallon. Holy crap!
What impact does demonization have on relationships?
Wow, I think it can lead to a lot of mistrust in a relationship. And once trust is broken, I think that's probably the end of that relationship. It's very difficult to gain trust back when you accuse someone of something or you demonize them of something based on even projecting an intent of somebody. Like, oh, well, you meant to steal that. No, I didn't. I just grabbed it because I thought it was mine. You know, that's that intent of saying, look, you're bad because you did this. No, that's not right.
I think a lot of labeling and demonization happens also via text. You always have those people that will only text you. It's just like, you don't have the time to talk to me. And then they wonder why they're misunderstood all the time. It's because, well, all you do is text. And here I am demonizing that person or this type of people. But let's face it, if you're only texting someone.
Well, and that's what we said in the beginning of the conversation here. It's a miscommunication, and texting does not get the full message across.
How do you stop yourself from demonizing someone?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
I think you have to recognize that you do it.
Oh, I do. I know I do it, especially when I'm behind the wheel.
I tell
But
you,
that's a little different. That's like in the moment, and then after the moment passes, like, all right, yeah, whatever. I know I've been in that situation. I've done what they did. It sucks, but it happens.
so researching about this topic, this word demonization, I see it in my life almost daily, and it's bad. But that's how you recognize it and how you can stop it. So one quick example was I went to go buy something and it didn't work, and therefore I thought the company was ripping me off. And I told my wife I will never go back there. But in fact, I went back there and found out that I helped them discover the problem, why they were having this dysfunction, and they're kind of grateful. And I felt horrible that I demonized this people. I demonized this company. I will never go back there again. And it wasn't true at all.
But, there's got to be some sort of relief in that thinking that they were doing this just to get something over on people, to get to take their hard-earned money from them some way. But when you found out that it was an actual problem that they weren't aware of, then you're like, all right, I feel relief that they're not trying to do that and that I actually helped them. So, and they thanked me for it, or whatever the case may be.
And don't be so hard on yourself if you do demonize people, because I tell you, there are people out there that are like what he described, that are after your money, are after to rip you off. So, give yourself some slack. Don't automatically just clap back.
That's good advice.
Clap back being a fast response. Think about it. Think logically. We've already discovered that fear and anger promote emotional reaction where we're not using logic. So why not apply it to demonization?
Yeah.
The fast round. You ready?
All right.
Understand first or react first?
Ooh. Understand first. You don't have to be the first to...
in this context. Yes.
In this context, yes. Again, yeah, there you go. See, pointing something out to me even, that every situation is different. Sometimes you do have to react first, but generally speaking, you want to understand first. How about labeling or listening?
I'd have to go with listening. Labeling is something we do to ourselves. But I tell you that one label doesn't define you as one person.
How about saving the labels till after you read the book? Don't judge a book by its cover. Read it first and then label it.
Okay, how about be right or be effective?
Ooh, be effective. I mean, you got to be effective in what you're doing. Being right is more of a "I told you so" kind of thing, and that's gloating. That's not, to me, that's not very personable.
I think you can read that as be effective. It depends on how you handle the situation. Like, you could be right, but how do you tell the other person that you're right? That's being effective.
Yeah, yeah.
Is not selling yourself out and demonizing them or belittling them like they are less of a person because they don't understand what you're talking about.
Right.
Be clear.
Yeah.
Assume intent or seek clarity.
Seek clarity. If you're unsure, don't guess.
Why are you doing that? See what I was doing there?
No, and this there was an example in my family. Me and my son were talking, and I assumed that he understood what I was saying, but he didn't seek clarity. So when we came back around to whatever the topic was, I was like, no, this is what I meant. And based on these, say, variables that were already in play, I would assume that you would do this instead of going that way. But no, never assume. Always seek clarity.
So my question for you, the audience listening, is where in your life have you labeled someone without fully understanding them? I bet you do it more often than you think if you think about it.
I'm sure we do.
Once you label someone, you have stopped listening.
Clarity requires understanding before judgment.
And we highly recommend, as your hosts of the Collective Perspective podcast, to have better conversations and start with better questions.
Yeah.
Wait, did we not have good questions? Oh, maybe we did. Hey, everybody. Thanks for listening. Please like, share, comment, tell everybody in the world about this. These are things that you need to know because you got to teach your children these things.
Better help for the mind.
Peace out. Thanks for listening.
Later.